The Rocky Report, brought to you by AMP, Avitas Group, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Montana, Bob Smith Motors, EBMS, First Interstate Bank, Montana Tobacco Quit Line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW, Northwestern Energy, Tiorama, Yellowstone Bank, and your local Ford store. And now, from Pizza Hut on 16th and Grand, your host, Bruce Parker.
Hi everybody, and welcome to the Rocky Report. I'm Bruce Parker from Pizza Hut here in Billings. Well, it was a big weekend for a number of teams at Rocky Mountain College as the men's soccer team clinched the regular season in the Cascade Conference. The Battling Bear women's volleyball team still on top of the Frontier Conference race. We have lots of great highlights. We're going to talk with Brian Armstrong about the football game in Dillon. Bill Drykosen and Wes Keller have some big basketball games coming up. That and much, much more up next on the Rocky Report. Stay with us.
At Pizza Hut, we've got a carry-out deal just for you. Any pizza, any size, any crust, and any topping for just $10. You want a large hand-tossed pepperoni and mushroom? $10. Or maybe you're a large pan supreme kind of person. $10. Thinking about a combination of your own? Well, that's $10 too. That's any pizza, any size, any crust, and any topping for just $10. And get stuffed crust for just $2 more. This $10 carry-out deal ends soon, so hurry to Pizza Hut today.
My name's Charlie, and I've been rodeoing for about 12 years. You learn to love it, and you grow up with it all the time, and you have to get hooked on a rodeo by somebody, and that's your family. When I lost my granddad, it was pretty rough. Everybody loved him so much, and if he didn't smoke, he'd probably still be here. Athletes try to stay in the best of shape as they can, and smoking's not going to get you there.
So I decided to stand up and help the Montana rodeo that I love break away from tobacco.
Our physicians and athletic trainers have been building better athletes for over 20 years. We are the official sports medicine provider to the Billings Mustangs, MSUB Yellow Jackets, and Rocky Mountain College Battling Bears. AMP ensures that athletes of all ages and skill levels receive the training and medical care for top performance and to stay healthy. AMP, Athletic Medicine and Performance, powered by St. Vincent Healthcare, Ortho Montana, and Yellowstone Surgery Center.
The Battling Bears and the Bulldogs of Montana Western in Dillon. Let's take a look at the highlights.
The Bears continue their battles on the road as they take on the Montana Western Bulldogs for a rematch. The Bulldogs would control the first half with a touchdown run by Sam Rutherford and a second quarter touchdown run by Dylan Kramer. The Bears' offense only being able to tack on a field goal and Montana Western missing a couple field goal attempts in the first half, Montana Western went into the locker room leading 14-3. Second half, the Bulldogs would go for it on fourth down to further discourage Rocky Mountain, but they would be unable to convert. The Bears would make adjustments and their offense started clicking with a 20-yard outside run touchdown by Cody Varner to narrow the score 14-10. Chase White would throw to All-American wide receiver Andre McCullough for a 55-yard touchdown pass, taking the lead on Montana Western, score now 17-14. The Rocky defense playing well on the day would force a turnover, but the Bears offense would lose all momentum with a fumbled pass being returned into the red zone. Montana Western would capitalize with George Sherwood throwing a 27-yard touchdown pass to Bradley Smith, taking the lead back 21-17. The Bears would kick a field goal, making it a one-point game, score now 21-20. Montana Western's offense would find the red zone again, and they would cash in with a 3-yard touchdown run by Bradley Smith. Bulldogs now up 27-20 with less than 2 minutes in the fourth quarter. The Bears' offense would mount one last drive and would hit pay dirt with a short touchdown throw by Chase White to Andre McCullough. The Bears would roll the dice and go for the 2-point conversion to take the win, but would come up short with a questionable call by the referees, losing in the final seconds of the game to Montana Western with a final score of 27-26.
Oh, a tough loss for the Rocky Mountain College football team as they traveled to Dillon, Montana and lost a heartbreaking 27-26 football game to the nationally ranked Bulldogs of Montana Western. Joined now by head football coach Brian Armstrong. A long trip to Dillon. Brian, a tough loss, had some chances to win right down to the end in the final play.
Yeah, kids battled to the end, and that was, honestly my most thing I stress more than anything is competing to the end, and I thought we did a good job of that. We got off to a slow start offensively. We took the lead early with a field goal, but you know, a couple turnovers, especially in the first half, one in the second half. Really, our defense did a great job of responding on those turnovers and keeping them out of the end zone, but one of them cost us a touchdown. But again, you're going to make mistakes. It just seems like in this league, you can play for 60 minutes and it's going to come down to 2 or 3 critical snaps. And, you know, we probably made plays on 2 of those snaps and they made one at the end.
Yeah, and watching the game, it looked like you got down early, but you never lost confidence so you could get back in the game.
Well, I think, you know, with what we do offensively and with a guy like Andre McCullough and some of the other guys we have offensively, I do think field conditions probably thought we had better speed, or good speed anyway, and that kind of negated some of that with a little bit of slippery surface. But you know, our guys, like I said, our guys competed, found ways to put themselves in position to be there at the end and have a chance to win it at the end, and we gave ourselves a chance. We just came up a few inches short.
Andre McCullough, 10 catches, 172 yards, a couple touchdowns. But let's talk a little bit about that last drive of which he started in. But you didn't have many timeouts, you didn't have much time, but you had to be impressed with that last drive.
Yeah, I thought, you know, the kids did a good job. We probably used our timeout earlier than we wanted to, but they did a good job of taking what the defense had given us and then, you know, using the clock, spiking the ball, getting lined up, and stuff that we work on. But again, they did a good job of just keeping calm and staying in the moment and executing.
You know, a football game like that, I know you as a graduate of Montana Western, but you seem to always play well down there. And in fact, your football team plays well on the road.
You know, I think with the exception of College of Idaho and Western, offensively only, defensively, last time we played them, I thought we played pretty well. But, you know, I don't think we've been playing like poorly. I just think the league is really good, number one. We've, you know, turnover here and a turnover there offensively has been hurting us. But I think our kids have been competing and playing hard and giving ourselves a chance to win. We just got to figure out that recipe to finish it.
It doesn't get any easier this week.
No, it doesn't.
Southern Oregon will be in town to play at the Rocky Bowl. It'll be a noon kickoff this Saturday at the Herb Clint Field, so make sure you put that in your calendars. Noon kickoff against Southern Oregon. We're going to take a break, and when we'll take a look at last week's results as we go to break. And we come back, we'll talk about Southern Oregon, the defending national champions and currently ranked number 1 in the country. Stay with us.
As a driven business owner, you want to pursue your dream, not worry about administrative chores, employee benefits, and HR. With Avitas Group, you don't have to. We'll provide the solutions you need. Everything from payroll and taxes to online marketing and IT. For each and every operational need, Avitas Group has an entire team of diverse, specialized professionals. Follow your dream. Leave the logistics to us.
Wow, it's a 2014 Ford Escape. Very sharp. EcoBoost, huh? That MPG will save some money. How about capability? Intelligent four-wheel drive? Perfect for our weather. Back here, foot-activated liftgate. Oh, now that is smart. And now get up to $3,000 cash back on a new Escape with Sync and Sound. Or lease one for just $219 a month. It's the one for me. Reinvented for all, equipped for you, so you can go further. See your local Ford store today.
As the saying goes, it takes a village. But we think there's more to it than that. At First Interstate Bank, we've come to realize that sometimes all it takes is a single person. A smile, a handshake, a tip of the hat, and the knowledge that you can count on them to be by your side. That things are going to be done and done right. Being a part of our community, it's bigger than banking. It's you and I together.
Well, as you mentioned before we went to break, the Battling Bears will host the defending national champions, Southern Oregon, currently ranked number 1 in the country. And Brian, a daunting task, but a team that you've had some success against.
Through the years we've played pretty well against Southern. So we'll see what happens. They're going to fly up here Friday, and they'll be ready to go. It's a noon kickoff, so 11 o'clock their time. Maybe we can catch them still half asleep.
Catch them early, which is good. Yeah, but this is a football team that's not the same team. They lose Austin Dodge, the record-setting quarterback, but it's a team that really has reloaded.
And they've got athletes. Number one, they've got a lot of athletes. Offensively, they're very good up front. May have the best, probably I would say, maybe the best O-line in the Frontier Conference. They've got 2 really good running backs, and of course, they're known for the receivers. Offensively, at quarterback, they're a little bit different. The guy that's taken most of the snaps is probably not the passer that Austin Dodge was, but he's good enough, and he's a much better athlete. They're running him around a lot more and doing good things with him. Defensively, again, kind of the same story, very athletic. Starting in the secondary, they've actually got a linebacker that's played at the FBS and FCS level, and so they've just got a lot of athletes and makes them very dangerous.
We talked a lot about how tough the Frontier is week after week, and does it give you any motivation this week to maybe have a chance to knock off the number 1 team in the country?
Well, I think if you're any kind of competitor, you want to see how you measure up against the best, and these guys will be the best in the nation this week at number 1. So, it'll be a great test for a football team to see where we're at, see what kind of resiliency we have, and see how things shake out.
And as your football team goes, last week, some real bright spots in the football game against Montana Western. Offensively, you played well in the second half. Defensively, you made some big plays. Do you think you can get that done this week?
Well, it's going to take probably more big plays and more playing well this week against a better opponent. So, again, a tall order, but excited about the opportunity.
And Brian, good luck this week against Southern Oregon. Maybe get off on a little upset.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Head football coach Brian Armstrong. That's Saturday at noon at the Rocky Bowl, Herb Clint Field, the Battling Bears in Southern Oregon, the number 1 team in the country. Make sure you don't miss that. Let's take a look now at the upcoming events for Rocky Mountain College athletics.
And Cooper Tires are driving home the savings this fall. Now through October 31st, when you buy a set of 4 qualifying Cooper Tires at Tire-Rama, you'll get up to a $70 prepaid Visa card back by mail. Take the money and ride this fall with Tire-Rama and Cooper Tires, starting August 28th through the end of October. See your local Tire-Rama for details. Tire-Rama, more than just a tire store.
Picking up pieces of my life, sometimes there's ones I just can't find, but they found a home with you. And when I think about the things that we've been through, I know just one thing is true: life is better with you. Whoa, whoa, life is better with you.
My grandfather had a vision to build a car dealership way out in the west end of Billings on 24th and Central. All that was there was a Kmart, Sage Drive-In, and Stewart Barn, even before Rimrock Mall. Now Billings has grown up around us, and we're still here. The Lincoln brand was strong then, and it's stronger today than it's ever been. He was Bob Smith. We are Bob Smith. It's not just a name, it's a way of doing business.
And it's round ball time, joined now by head women's basketball coach Wes Keller. His basketball team 5-0 on the season. So Wes, it's good to hear and us to say 5-0. That means you've won everything you've had a chance at.
That's correct. It feels good to be 5-0 to start the year. but we definitely know we have a lot of room for improvement this year. So we're excited where we're at to this point in the year and ready to move forward.
A big road trip coming up to the North Star Conference in Jamestown and Valley City. Before we get to that, let's talk a little bit about your team. You've got some great returnees from last year, led by Whitney Mitchell.
Yeah, Whitney Mitchell was newcomer of the year last year, as well as honorable mention all conference. She's done a nice job for us up until this point. Bridger Rice from Savage, Tanika Sapoa, Billings Skyview product. All those guys have done a really good job as far as leadership goes and in teaching our newcomers what Rocky women's basketball is about.
And the newcomers have played so well, they've taken some pressure off those veterans.
Absolutely. Haley Farsveit from Dickinson, Justin Jewell from Billings Central. And then we have a freshman, Alicia Chamberlain from Miles City, that's done a really nice job for us so far.
And she played in the Montana Wyoming All-Star game out of Miles City.
Yes, she did. Alicia just goes 9-0, does every little thing you can do, takes charges, gets rebounds, gets steals, so I'm very impressed with her play up into this point.
Now, you've scored a lot of points against the teams you've played so far, but your defense has been outstanding.
Yeah, I think we're averaging 94.5 points a game. I like this team's ability to score the basketball. The thing I've been really pounding home to them is, hey, we don't want to trade baskets with teams this year. We want stops. And up until this point, they've done, it's hard to play in a game that you're up 30, 40 points, but I've continually been on them, hey, we got to get stops. So if we can continue to do that, I think we have a chance to be pretty decent this year.
And it'll get a little tougher this week as you go to Jamestown and Valley City. You hop on the bus and get to go make that nice trip to the North Star country. And Jamestown's a good basketball team.
Yeah, I think it's a short 7-8 hour trip. But no, Jamestown's really good. They've been they're at the national tournament just about every single year. And then Valley City's been there, a few times in the last 5-6 years. So we will definitely know more about our basketball team after this weekend's games.
So what do you try to accomplish in the non-conference season, Wes? Is it a progression where you try to do different things in each game and try to build up for that Frontier Conference schedule?
Well, I think early you want to play some, call them easier games. That gives you a chance for everybody to get in there and compete and play. And then as you play a few of those, you want to up the level of competition. I feel that's what we're doing this week, and just continue to evaluate yourself as you move forward.
Your basketball team last year, your first year, you won double figures in games, and you were in a lot of games and had a chance to get to the postseason. Is that kind of a goal this year, is to kind of get yourself set up for the Frontier schedule?
Oh, absolutely. We want to get in that postseason. We want to be hosting a playoff game this year. So, yeah, that's definitely a goal of ours.
All right, how about this weekend? What's the goal for this weekend? Pick up a couple wins over the North Star?
Yeah, absolutely. You're not going to see if you can win. You're going to win, and we're going to have to play extremely hard and compete and defend.
Good luck this week. A great start for you, Wes, at 5-0, and see if you can come back 7-0.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Bruce.
We'll talk to you next week. Head women's basketball coach Wes Keller off to a great start with the women's basketball team. Some outstanding performances by a team and an individual. Let's take a look at our student athletes of the week. And our student athletes of the week include an All-America member of the Rocky football team and the entire conference championship men's soccer squad. On the gridiron, senior wide receiver Andre McCullough continues to have a stellar season and had a big game at Montana Western. The 6', 202-pound, two-time All-America pick had 10 catches for 172 yards and a pair of touchdowns, including one that brought the Battling Bears back to within 1 point on the final play of regulation. The Riverside, California native now has 58 catches for 862 yards and 8 touchdowns. And joining the list of honorees this week is the Rocky men's soccer team under Coach Richard Duffy. Coach Duffy's squad picked up a win and a tie on their trip to the Northwest this week to clinch the Cascade Conference regular season title and a berth in the NAIA National Tournament. The Battling Bears squad is now 15-1-1 overall and 11-1-1 in the Cascade, their first season in the new league. Congrats to our student athletes of the week.
Local businesses, large and small, are the cornerstone of Montana's communities. And at Stockman Bank, we're honored to help them grow and prosper. We serve our fellow businesses with respect, care, and a personal touch. We know a good lender is a flexible lender who treats business owners as individuals with unique needs and goals. In other words, we treat them the Montana way. It's the only way we know. Stockman Bank. Montana banking, pure and simple.
EBMS was founded in 1980 to ensure Montana companies could provide health benefits that were both beneficial and affordable. That vision hasn't changed, it's just grown. I joined EBMS more than 20 years ago, and I'm proud to have been part of this growth. Today, more than 300 team members join me at EBMS to offer on-site clinics, wellness, prescription programs, and a full array of benefit services. We've emerged as an industry leader and one of Montana's premier employers.
Join a dynamic organization that offers career growth, exceptional benefits, and support for community involvement. EBMS.
My name is Carson. Rodeo has become a very big part in my life. To win a rodeo, you've got to be really dedicated, so I have to stay in shape. I really like when you're getting done with a run, because sometimes you have the highs and your lows in rodeo, but when you do good, it's really a great feeling. Tobacco, in my opinion, doesn't belong in rodeo. I mean, you can look at all the statistics, and it's just been a damaging, destructive product. Tobacco doesn't take center stage, not in my rodeo.
And we're back and joined now by Bill Grykosen, the head men's basketball coach at Rocky Mountain College. And the Battling Bears off to a good start, undefeated on the season at 3-0, coming off a big win over Yellowstone Christian. And Bill, a good basketball victory, and it's nice to be 3-0.
Yeah, and it's always good to be undefeated, especially after the season's going already. And I know a lot of people aren't in basketball mode yet, and I keep telling them, they keep saying, when are you going to start practice? And I'm like, we've played 3 games already, so it's exciting.
Let's talk about that game over at the Shrine. It was kind of a historic event for you and your basketball team.
Yeah, I told the guys that week, you're going to be part of history, like it or not. And, you know, we were on the good part of history there. And then also, you know, for them, it's like we let them score their first basket of their first game ever. You know, I don't know if we let them or they actually just did it. They got out and, like you said earlier, they got a couple buckets right away on us. But they were, you know, competitive, and it was a fun atmosphere over there.
And your basketball team was led by Rob Neby, who played very well in that one. And you got a lot of guys in the game. You won it big, scoring over 90 points.
Yeah, it was good. Rob's playing well. He's a guy we really look to this year. He's a great on and off the court leader, and you know, he got Player of the Week last week, which I thought was well deserved in the Frontier. So we're excited about his play for this year.
Let's go back a little bit. Let's talk about your basketball team, and we've done that before. But as you get going in the season, you've got a number of newcomers who are going to be impact players.
Yeah, I think we got a good mixture of veterans back from last year and experience from last year. And then some newcomers that we're really going to count on. You know, at the point guard position, all the guys who are going to play it this year are all new to our program, and that, as we both know, is a really important spot in all programs, and especially ours. So we're looking for good things from those guys from there.
You know, as you look at your returnees in this basketball team, we mentioned Rob Neby, Ben Moore, Kirky. You got some guys that are back that had a good season. Taylor Longo, an outstanding player. Chad Kananen. You have some good guys and some weapons.
Yeah. And again, those guys are in a little bit of a different role this year, which is, you know, it's until they've been in it, you don't really know how they're going to react to it, you know, but we're excited about the directions they're going. And I feel like this team, Bruce, is really going to take a little bit of time just to learn about each other, because they are, you know, new and they're in some different positions, but we're excited about where it can go.
You know, one guy that is not in the lineup right now is Zach Hinton, a guy that's had a few injury problems, and that hurts not having him in the lineup.
Yeah, it does. Zach's a very versatile player and a kid we were looking for a lot this year, and we're just going to take that day by day, but he's still a big part of the program, even though he's not in the lineup.
Okay, we mentioned 3-0, but now it gets just a touch tougher as you have a rival game against MSU Billings in the Fortin Education Center Wednesday night, 7 o'clock tip-off. And this is a good MSU Billings basketball team under Jamie Stevens.
Yeah, I think, you know, Jamie said they're the biggest team he's ever coached, and they're going to be good. They're going to be long and athletic, and, you know, it's their first game of the year, and it's a rival game, so it should be a great atmosphere, and I know it's going to help us get better. It's going to be very competitive, and that's exciting for us.
I know you're happy you're at home. Let's talk about rival game. What's different about a game when you play a crosstown rival like this?
Yeah, I think, you know, you throw all records out and tradition out. It's a rivalry. I mean, you got to bring your best, you know, and you got to outplay the other team, and you got to match their energy level. I mean, so it doesn't matter if you're home or on the road, they're rivalry games, but that's really what it's all about. I mean, it's a great atmosphere for the Billings community. We appreciate when people come out and support, and it's great for the student athletes.
As you have seen your team now with 3 games, are they getting better every game? Are they making strides to what you want to get them to?
Yeah, I think we're making them. Maybe not as fast as I want to make them, but we are making the strides that I want to. We're going to continue to improve as the year goes on, I believe.
Hey, good luck this week against your rival.
Okay, I appreciate it.
The Batlin Bears and MSU Billings, Wednesday night, 7 o'clock tip on the First Interstate Bank Court in the Fortin Education Center. Don't miss it. We're going to take a break and come back. Stay with us on the Rocky Report.
Check it out, the 2014 Ford F-150. Looks great, but let's build one for me. I need a 4x4 with plenty of power, because back here I'll be pulling my boat. Add some chrome, 18s, ooh, some fog lamps, nice. The XLT 4x4. What's this? Just announced get over $10,000 in total value on F-150, or lease one for $259 a month? Now just gotta choose a color. Ooh, black. The XLT F-150. Better hurry, it all ends soon.
I'm Robbie Smith, and when you come to our dealership, you will see we all do business the Bob Smith way. We understand that in today's marketplace, you can buy online or pretty much any place to purchase your next vehicle. But at Bob Smith, we believe we can give you that next level of service, something beyond internet shopping. We provide you with the service, parts, and follow-up to make sure you're satisfied for the life of your vehicle. We are Bob Smith.
As the saying goes, it takes a village. But we think there's more to it than that. At First Interstate Bank, we've come to realize that sometimes all it takes is a single person. A smile, a handshake, a tip of the hat, and the knowledge that you can count on them to be by your side. That things are going to be done and done right. Being a part of our community, it's bigger than banking. It's you and I together.
Hey, thanks for joining us this week on the Rocky Report. A special thanks to Brian Armstrong, Wes Keller, and Bill Drykosen for being along with us here at Pizza Hut on 16th and Grand. Big week of athletics at Rocky Mountain College. On Wednesday, as we talked about, the Batlin Bears will host MSU Billings at the Fortin Education Center on First Interstate Bank Court. It's a non-conference game, but it is a rivalry. So join us 7 o'clock for tip-off on Wednesday night. And don't forget, the men's and women's soccer teams will end their home season, regular season home seasons, on Saturday. They will host Jamestown College, the women at 12:30, the men at 2:30 over at Wendy's Field. It should be a lot of fun, and it's senior day. Some great seniors ending their home career at Rocky Mountain College. That about wraps things up this week. I'm Bruce Parker. Thanks for joining us on the Rocky Report. We'll see you next week.